Hey everybody, this is Joe Brown. I'm a safety and health consultant here in Southern California. If you need to get a hold of me, please do at joebsafety@yahoo.com. Today we're going to discuss what is a leader, the definition of leadership, and the 3 leadership styles that you, the first line supervisor or mid-level manager, can benefit from today and start utilizing going forward for better results than you've probably had. We want to ensure that production is up. We want to make sure that we don't lose good employees, that there's not a turnover, and we also want to ensure that safety and health is always incorporated into the production. So with no further ado, what is a leader? In the context of a private company, publicly traded corporation, or a non-profit organization, simply stated, it is somebody who has been given the authority to oversee or be in charge of or command of one or more employees of that business, period. The definition of leadership is a process of influencing employees in such a manner as to accomplish a mission. How are we going to influence them? Not yell at them, not intimidate them, but how are we going to influence them? There are 3 leadership styles of influence. There is directing, participating, and delegating. These 3 leadership styles work for the United States Army, and they work for many corporations that incorporate them, okay, and teach them to the first line supervisor and the mid-level manager. The first leadership style is the directive leadership style, and that is where the supervisor gives extremely outstanding instructions to their workers by using task, condition, standard. The task is sweeping the floor. The conditions are, it's going to be in a warehouse and it's going to get really dusty, almost like if you're in a confined space. Let's make sure that when we're sweeping, we're wearing our masks. This is going to be a dusty condition. What's my standard? The standard that I want to see is I want to see the concrete that's covered with dirt to be where I can see the concrete. Simple enough, right? So task, what is the task? Sweeping the floor. Conditions. It's going to be very dusty. Let's wear that mask, right? Or eyeglasses or that safety gear. And then the standard of what you want to see when they say that job has been completed, okay? Participating leadership style is where you are bringing the employees in because you're wanting to probably know things that they know about a certain place. Maybe they saw it before you did. And so you bring them in and you say, hey, listen guys, I want to cover task condition standards with you. However, have you seen anything that I haven't seen? I need your input. And so what you're doing is you're allowing your subordinates to come in and collaborate with you in order to set out what the task is going to be, the conditions which they're going to be in, and then the standard of what you're going to want. Now, it doesn't mean that they help you go through the process of setting up task condition standards, but their main job is to basically help bring as much information so you can make that decision as a leader. Because in the end, you are the one responsible, okay? So a participating leadership style is bringing your employees in to help you, bring input. The leadership of delegating leadership style is that where you're going to be delegating authority. So for instance, you may have an employee that you've deemed sort of your informal leader. He's that guy you sort of count on out of the group of say 10 or 5 or 6. You want to bring him over and state to him, hey listen, I'm going to split up the crew because there's 2 or 3 tasks that we need to do. I'm going to delegate my authority because I know that you know these tasks very, very well. I think you can handle it overseeing these folks over here. While I take these employees over here, I need you to take care of these 2 tasks. So I'm going to delegate my authority to you to get those tasks done, okay? And then I will go over and I will oversee maybe some tasks that are more technical. So you're going to delegate your authority. Now, when you delegate your authority to this subordinate, you cannot delegate your responsibility. Too many times I've seen first line supervisors and mid-level managers in the end say, It's his fault. He knew what was going on. I don't know why he messed that up. And they start blaming their subordinate employee instead of taking the responsibility that maybe they didn't train their employee good enough. Maybe their instructions weren't well taken, or maybe you trusted the wrong person to delegate that authority to. But in the end, you cannot delegate responsibility. You can only delegate authority. So you're always going to be responsible, and you need to ensure when you delegate authority that that subordinate understands that how much trust you're putting into him by stating that I cannot delegate my responsibility to you. If you end up messing this up, I'm responsible. So I do trust you. I do know that you know how to do this task and that you can take these people and make it happen. I'm going to delegate my authority to you, and they'll understand that. So that's delegating your leadership authority, okay? So let's go back and recap. What is a leader? Somebody who has been given the authority to oversee, be in charge of, or command of one or more employees, period. Definition of leadership, the process that we use to influence our employees to accomplish the mission. How are we going to influence them? 3 leadership styles: directing, participating, delegating. Directing, me to you, using task condition standard, the task sweeping floor conditions. What are they? I don't know what the conditions are, you do. So you need to look around and make sure that your employees are going to be safe conducting this task that you're asking them to do. And then you have the standard that you need to make clear, plain and clear to them of what you want to see when they say that task is completed. Participating is bringing your employees in to be part of the troubleshooting, to collaborate with you, bring ideas to the plate so you can write up the task condition and standards. In the end, you're the one who makes the final decision on that. They don't. They're just in to give input. Delegating leadership style is you're delegating the authority to the employee, but to understand, you're never delegating your responsibility, ever, 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 only the authority. So when you use this leadership style, be very, very careful that who you're giving that authority to. Anyways, I hope this helped. I'm going to make a second part 2, which will cover task condition standard, and then we'll go into leadership counseling, which is directive, non-directive, and combined. And you guys all have a blessed day.